Z, I always thought dogs were just dogs. Loyal, playful, man's best friend. But then, one night, my dog spoke, and I realized he had been listening all along. I've had Cooper for 7 years. Rescued him as a puppy. Best decision I ever made. Every day I came home to his wagging tail, his excited jumps, his happy barking. But last week, everything changed. It started small. Cooper would stare at me for long stretches of time. Not in a cute way. In a focused, studying way. His eyes never blinked. One night, as I sat on the couch, I muttered, "Man, I hate Mondays." And behind me, I heard it. A voice, low, raspy. Me too. I froze. My blood turned to ice. I turned slowly, and Cooper was just sitting there, staring. His mouth hadn't moved. His tail flicked once. Then, in that same low voice, "Are you scared?" I didn't sleep that night. Cooper lay at the foot of my bed like normal. Except it wasn't normal. His breathing wasn't deep or relaxed. It was measured, controlled, like he was pretending to sleep. And every time I opened my eyes, he was already looking at me. The next day, I convinced myself it was a dream. Dogs can't talk. It's impossible. But that night, as I set down his food, I hesitated. "Do you need anything else?" I joked. And Cooper answered, "Not yet." I dropped the bowl. The kibble scattered. Cooper's head tilted. And then he laughed. A low, human-like chuckle. Like he had been waiting for me to notice. I locked myself in my bedroom. I heard him pacing outside the door. Then his voice. Soft. "Amused? Why are you locking the door?" I covered my ears. But he kept whispering. "I've always understood you. I've always been listening." Then, "Do you want to know what I've heard?" I barely slept. The next morning I packed a bag. I needed out. But as I reached for my keys, Cooper sat in front of the door, locking me. His tail wagged. "You're leaving?" I couldn't breathe. My own dog was trapping me. He cocked his head. "Do you think anyone would believe you?" The room spun. I grabbed my phone, ready to call someone, anyone. And Cooper just sighed. Then, in that same low voice, "I liked it better before you knew." I ran, shoved past him, got in my car and drove. I don't know where I'm going, but I can't go back. Because before I left, I looked in the mirror. And for the first time in 7 years, Cooper wasn't wagging his tail. He was smiling.